My dad was very much the person that took care of everyone.
Joe was an electrical contractor. He was a sharp guy. When he entered a room, his warmth just kind of filled the whole place.
I met Joe and Jan right before Joe was preparing to retire. Joe wanted to make sure that everything was going to be okay in case his health changed.
So we started noticing that Dad would forget things that he wouldn't normally forget.
Joe's long-term care policy afforded him the ability to get care at home when he needed it the most.
It was very difficult for Jan to take care of Uncle Joe.
It was decided that it would be best for him to go into assisted living. The long-term care, it really allowed her to focus on the amount of time that they had left. What took my father's life was dementia. For my mom, when my dad passed, she described it as part of her died too.
Joe's death was pretty hard. I tried to be there for Anita and her boys and Aunt Jan in particular.
Following Joe's passing, Jan wanted to meet and talk about legacy planning.
She wanted to protect and leave behind everything that they had worked so hard for. Several years after my dad passed, my mom was diagnosed with terminal ovarian cancer.
So when Jan got sick, it was a shock to all. Joe had traditional long-term care, and Jan had a hybrid, which was an annuity with a long-term care rider. Joe and Jan's family are doing well today. When she passed away, the insurance that we were able to leave and the legacy we were able to leave have allowed for them to buy houses and start businesses. People spend their entire life accumulating assets and building wealth. One sickness, one illness could potentially wipe it all away. The long-term care insurance helps protect that.
We don't know how our passing or loved ones passing will financially impact the rest of the family. And without planning and the security of long-term care insurance, my parents' story would be very different. Talk to an insurance professional and get the proper coverage in place.
My name is Christopher Gandy, and this is the Saban Family Story.